Hello there, welcome to Seek Truth and Speak Truth. One of the only channels on YouTube apparently with truth in it, in the title, that actually does seek the truth. I used to be a flat earther. I am not anymore because I learned how to accept facts and stop denying everything that was shown to me. The last episode I did was a bit light-hearted, reading out some of the comments that I'd had, the good, the bad, the ugly. So if you'd like a bit of light-heartedness, go back and watch that. It was just because it was around Christmas time and, we can't be this serious all the time. But I'd like to get back to seriousness today, and I hope you guys listen and take in what I'd like to say. Right, so the psychology of a flat earther. I myself fell down the rabbit hole, completely denied all modern science and historical science that has proved for centuries that we live on a sphere. And I'd like to sort of try and speak a little bit, like I say, I'm going to be more serious today, because this isn't a joke. The fact that there's a number of people out there that are so deceived onto where we live, and they believe that I am here to deceive you, when in reality you have been conned by online con artists, Eric Dubay, Dell, so many people, Jeranism, DITRH. You're all con men, you're all con artists, and I welcome any of you to sue me if you want, if I'm bad naming you. So come forwards, please, file a lawsuit against me. You're con men. And unless you can prove that we live on a flat and motionless plane, which I know you can't, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to win anything that comes my way. I just want you flat earthers to know that there is nothing in flat earth that suggests a flat and motionless plane. These guys cherry pick things that unfortunately, if you don't understand, you may believe. The rotation, etc. They say, oh, we spin 1,000 miles an hour. When in reality, yes, at that scale we do, but we spin once in 24 hours. I'm trying to just sort of break this down so people like me and you can understand these massive speeds. If you take a football or a soccer ball, a round football, and if you was to just watch it and spin it once within 24 hours, so it would take 24 hours for this point to get back to the other point, it would be like watching paint dry. It would be so slow that you'd soon get bored and you'd think, well, I can't even see the thing spinning. Because it would be so incredibly slow. If an ant was on that soccer ball, they no way would be able to feel any type of rotation whatsoever. And the Earth is a scaled up version of that. So you just get that football, put it to the size of the Earth, and again, if you watch that, sit there and watch that Earth spin once in 24 hours, it will be like watching paint dry. It is so slow. These con men twist your minds and mention these speeds because, yes, it is a big speed, but to a human. But in relation to the size of the universe, they're not even speeds. They're just they're so tiny. And this is what we need to do, is actually realise these guys that you look up to. There's another one, Wayki Wayki, such a deceitful little man. He talked to this astrophysicist and had to lie that he was a school teacher. Again, just shows you the dishonesty of these people. These channels just delete any negativity that comes towards them. And then, when you go on the channel, it looks amazing. You think, wow, nobody dares touch these people because they must be right. I was the same. And when I was doing my previous Flat Earth videos, I kept wondering, why do I keep getting berated by all these ball earthers, and these other channels don't seem to get anything? And I used to think, well, because they know more than me, they can stand their ground more. And I looked up to them. when really they're being deceitful in deleting to make their channels look factual when they are far, far from factual. The disinformation, some of these memes that get sent around, when you see a picture of, say, the ISS flying over, and it obviously uses a fisheye lens, and they'll show, it's not even an eighth of the planet, and it will look so curved, and people, these channels say, oh my god, like, look, suddenly Africa is 3/4 of the size of the Earth, is it? At no point does the ISS ever state that it is taking a photo of the whole Earth. It would be impossible because it is not far enough away to be able to get the whole Earth in one photo. So that's where all this disinformation comes from, is you're led to believe that whoever, is doing this or whatever is deceiving you, when in reality it's the person that's telling you you're being deceived that is deceiving you. It's reverse psychology. The distrust of science and denial of facts is just debilitating. That's why they have to get you to distrust science. I would sit here in my previous videos and say that I was more intelligent than Einstein. Come on. I used to say he was just lying, making it all up. And I used to think, if I debated Einstein, I could tear him to pieces. It's an absolute joke. These men have some of the greatest minds ever. We wouldn't be able to fly aeroplanes without them. If you travel, I'm sure a lot of you flat earthers travel. If gravity didn't exist, you wouldn't be able to fly in that aeroplane. If gravity holds everything within, so these things that you deny help get you to your holiday. It's unbelievable. The big names never debate. Have you ever seen Eric Dubay in a debate? And he used to call out Neil deGrasse Tyson and things like that. But the reason Neil deGrasse Tyson wouldn't entertain talking to Eric Dubay is A, he knows that we live on a sphere and that Eric Dubay is a con man, and he would not want that man to have access on, say, a Joe Rogan show to millions upon millions of views. But he would never have debated anyway. If it got to that point, Dubay would always pull out. Simon Dan, I believe, would even debate him, even though he doesn't debate flat earthers because there is no debate. But even he would fight the flat earth, would tear him a new one. Baldy cats, even I would. I know that now, that I would own Eric Dubay in a debate, and he wouldn't come forwards. So what does that show you about your masters? If all they can do is hide behind a keyboard and never ever come forwards to a debate. You'll notice the middle ground channels, they might, but even still they get owned, absolutely completely destroyed. But unfortunately, obviously, people that believe in flat earth are just backing their corner and just overlooking any evidences that come their way. It is unfortunate. I was watching something the other night. I think it's called Trevor Vale or Trevor Vale on the Joe Rogan show. A kind comment mentioned it, and it was basically this paleontologist destroying Eric Dubay, who claimed that there was no such thing as dinosaurs. And I believed that as well. I watched his videos. You come out of it believing there's no such thing as dinosaurs. It's all made up because we're trying to cover the creator. And it is bullshit. It's bollocks. Trevor just absolutely kills Eric Dubay. They do a step-through-step of one of his videos and just proves without one shadow of a doubt that this man cherry-picks things that he wants to say and completely overlooks evidences. And when he says about the bone wars, again, I'm going to link the description here for that video, and it was about 3 years ago. So you might think this is old news, but I had never ever seen it because I was a flat earther and only watching things that would help my cause or push my cause forwards. So if I saw paleontologist destroys Eric Dubay, I wouldn't have clicked on it at the time. But that's what I please ask any flat earthers to do, and I know that there are flat earthers on this page. I had a message the other day from a guy. Him and his mate had been watching flat earth videos and started to fall down the hole. They came across me, obviously saw conspiracy cats debunking of me, and neither of those are now entertaining the ridiculous idea of believing something without one fact. So luckily we caught them before they went believing something that is a fairy tale. You can overlook so much and still know that we live on a sphere. You'll notice in my first video, when I realised we do live on a sphere, I still said I don't believe the pictures. And, you know, that's the big giveaway really, because there are literal photos of us living on a sphere. There's, you know, what more fact do you need? You won't accept that, of course. So that's why I say you don't even need that. You could rule out 90% of the facts that confirm spherical Earth. I know you'll have distrust of NASA. You'll have distrust of governments. You could rule all of that out and still easily prove we live on a sphere. Easily. But you'll deny it. Anything we show you, a ship slowly going away and just disappearing bottom up, there isn't, you know, what more evidence can someone say? And they even lie now and make words up and make things up that you will believe, that no scientist has ever claimed or said, oh yeah, this is what happens there. It's just a flat earther making stuff up that you believe. It is a sad state. I obviously know that you will believe in a lot of conspiracies. I'm pretty sure you will basically hate the world. You will hate governments, as I do, and I still do. I don't hate the world, but I hate the way it is run. And that is where so many flat earthers fall down this rabbit hole of lies and deceit. I had a guy the other day, he commented that he flew across Antarctica. I think he said it took him about 2 hours. Now, obviously, if this was an ice ring around the whole plane, you would not be able to do that in 2 hours. There are people out there that have done these things, and, you know, you'll say they're a shill or an actor. A good point that was brought up the other day, because a lot of people obviously say, I'm an actor, I'm a shill. I don't know who it would be. Would it be the CIA, the royal family? But someone's given me a backhander to go against my beliefs and start lying to try and stop people believing in the truth of flat earth, which is ridiculous. And like this guy suggested the other day, because my channel was a small channel, very small channel, and why would someone recruit me? What good could I really do in this? And someone said, I am the first crisis actor for flat earth. Why haven't they approached some of these big names? I'm sure some of these people, if they do love money, say Eric Dubay, he would have been offered this lie that I have been offered. There would be evidence. If these men are so adamant that the earth is flat, and, you know, if Eric Dubay turned around and said, you know what, guys, I was lying, we live on a sphere, it would kill flat earth, because he started all this absolute ridiculousness, because he realised that there was 100 proofs that we don't live on a spinning ball, and he could just make up 100 more and make a quick buck off it. And it's one sick joke that has just gone way too far now. Where's the evidence that he's been asked to lie? You know, come forward, you big channels, show us some evidence where, you know, if I've been paid and been approached, surely you have as well. Do you get that? Do you see that, people? Why would a small channel like me be approached? I didn't have any power in the flat earth community. Yes, Eric Dubay knew who I was, but at the time, obviously, my channel was being massively hidden from people because I was sitting there spewing the nonsense of morons, basically. So thank you, YouTube, that you didn't allow my channel to grow. but now you do seem to be, because I am speaking the truth. It is that easy. There's so much disinformation out there that it's scary. And that's why I brought up the dinosaur thing, because it's not just flat Earth where Eric Dubious is doing this. It's with everything. And there's people out there that buy into it, and it is bad. It is really, really bad. It's terrible for humanity. And if you watch this, Eric, you're a terrible, terrible person. You've got your little army that will follow you, but you won't talk, will you? You won't talk. You'll just hide in Thailand and pretend you're the new Messiah. It's really, really bad. You believe YouTubers. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm a YouTuber, but there are people that have dedicated their lives to this. They've studied, had their head in books. They've gone out and done experiments. And you have the audacity to sit there, as I did, and refuse thousands of innocent people. These are innocent people that are just doing their jobs, and some of their jobs confirm spherical Earth, and all they do is try and tell you, and you just tell them that they're pathetic or they're crap. It's disgusting, and it is unfortunately a lack of education. I don't like really the way the education system is. I think it could be a lot better, but what they're actually teaching you is the truth. There's too many kids in the classes, that's what I mean, things like that. But what they actually teach you in school is facts, evidence, science. You're not going to have a teacher or someone knowingly standing there lying to 13-year-old children all over the country, all over the world. It wouldn't happen. I'm just trying to, make you guys realise it is psychological. You believe something without one piece of evidence. You say, oh, show us a picture of Earth. Well, show us a picture of the flat plane. Show us a picture of the dome. Show us a picture where you've put a balloon up and it's nighttime this side and daytime this side, and there's just like a Terminator line on a flat plane. This has never been done. There are so many things that have not been done. And you guys believe it. You believe in a flat Earth without one piece of evidence. And I ask you, before you come on my channel and start calling me a shill or an actor, back up your claims. Come to me. You big names, big channels, show me some evidence. I'm here to ask for it, because I know there isn't any. There isn't any evidence for a flat Earth. I'm going to say a couple of quotes now, and then we'll call this one an end. I wanted to get back to the seriousness of this non-debate. It isn't a debate. There is no debate. It's just denial of facts from flat earthers, basically. But this reminds me of me, this quote. Unfortunately, I don't know who said it, but it was on actually Joe Rogan's channel. Ignorance is such a gift. It gives you the opportunity to learn something if you are humble enough. And that really does remind me of me, because I was quite obviously ignorant towards science, gravity, water sticking to a spinning ball that spins so slow that it's like watching paint dry. Humble, what's wrong with being wrong? There really isn't anything wrong with being wrong. I would rather be wrong than so wrong that I have to live a lie for the rest of my life because I can't admit that I've been such an idiot. But I could. Another one, this is Aristotle. It is a sign of an educated mind to entertain a thought without accepting it. And flat earth, it's a thought that people used to have. And unfortunately, this word education, which obviously flat earthers will hate, but an educated mind does not believe things without facts. And that is it, basically. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong in not accepting something unless it is factual. And that's why we don't accept flat earth. I've snapped my mind out of this indoctrinate brainwashing, and I am here to help others do the same. Please just listen to my journey. I am not an actor. I am not a shill. Nobody gets paid to lie about the earth. That claim alone should just make you think, no. Right, this was Joe Rogan himself. I think it gets really scary when you so want to be right that you are willing to ignore things that would otherwise show that you were wrong. That is flat earth in a teacup. Ignore. You ignore the fact that rotation is measured by a ring laser gyroscope, 15 degrees an hour, the exact speed that we rotate. Curvature has literally been measured. I think it's called a theodolite, something like that. But land surveyors, or you can go out and do this yourself tomorrow to prove that we don't live on a flat plane. Are you going to do that? Or are you going to keep believing idiots? Denial of space. You say space doesn't exist, and this was what got me yesterday. You can literally see it with your own eyes. You can look up and see space, and you still deny it exists. You will say it's stars attached to a firmament, when if you just look through a telescope, you will soon realise that it isn't. And all these videos that you see of a star that looks like a twinkling piece of electricity, that is an out of focus telescope, and whoever has filmed that is deceiving you to make you think something is that it isn't, and that's all this is people lying. Like I say, the one thing I always say to people is the visualization. The moon is upside down to somebody standing in Australia, to me standing in the UK. Earth, me, someone in Australia, moon. There's only one explanation as to why that moon would flip. It's because the person has flipped and not the moon. There is no explanation other than a spherical earth for anything at all. That's it. We'll speak again soon. I'm going to start going back over my old flat earth videos, and I'm going to debunk them myself. I still have a lot more to learn, but yeah, keep coming back. Keep it global.